Now, what about for two populations? Okay, when we have two populations and we know that the two populations are not normally distributed. Okay, so a bit information of the things that we have covered before. If we are talking about the normal probability distribution, so we are talking about parametric methods. Okay, the whole about the confidence interval, the hypothesis testing. Okay, so everything is covered under parametric method because the assumption is that the data are following normal distribution. Now, what about normal distribution? We know that data are normally distributed. Data are from two, if we are talking about two population, data are from two independent samples. So it means that one sample will not affect the other samples. Okay, so they are independent. It will not be influenced by any of the sample with each other. Now, the third one would be data from the two independent groups have equal population variances. Means that the distribution of the data are the same. Okay, so that's what we call by the distribution. Okay, now what we do when we have this parametric method for two population, it's either you use the Z test or T test to help you out. So I left out the T here. So T test is either two. If you are dealing with Z test, means that your N is greater than N1 and N2 is greater than 30. Okay. If you are dealing with t-test, means that your N1, N2 is less than 30. So you will have to remember that condition. Now, what if we are dealing with two populations and our data are not normal? So we know that we are dealing with non-parametric method. Okay, what will be the consideration under this condition? Okay, so data are not normally distributed. Remember, it's either uniform, thick, or skewed. Okay, so that will be meant by not normally distributed. And of course, again, it involves two independent samples or group from the same population. Means that you are talking about two different groups from the same population. Okay, so that's how you can use your Mann-Whitney test. Okay, now Mann-Whitney test is used to test the equality of two population median. So it means that you are testing because you are dealing with two groups just now. Okay, so group 1 and group 2, and we are talking about median 1 and median 2. It's either they are equal or they are not equal. Okay, now what about the statement? So the statement would be the two population distribution are equal. The two distribution are not equal for the alternative. So this reflect this one. Okay. When you say about M1 is not equal to M2, it reflects this. Okay. Let us look on how we can solve the Mann-Whitney test. Okay, in terms of step, you still have 5 steps. Okay, it's just that for Mann-Whitney test, okay, step number 1, you will have your null and alternative statement. Step number 2, you will have to find the critical value. So the way you find the critical value will be a bit different, where you have to find from your table. So this one is from your table. Okay, so you will have to find also the PU. Okay, and then step 3. So there will be a lot step about your that will involve in step 3. So I think the discussion would be much easier if we look through the actual example rather than talking about theoretical things. Okay, but somehow for the test statistic, you will have to follow this particular guideline in figure 3.18. Is either where you have one tail or two tail. Okay, so you will see how we can use this particular figure to help you out with the solution process. And for step 4, your rejection region will be based on this particular uh, condition. Okay, so let us look at one example. That is example 3.14. Okay, so you can find this example on page 105. Okay, now remember class, we are talking about two groups, and that group came from the same population. So this is one example of you, if you have two groups, okay, for example, in this case, you have male and female, okay. Now, what is the question is all about? Data below show the marks obtained from a random sample of electrical engineering students, okay. So it refers to the marks in an examination. Using data from sample, can we conclude that the achievement between male and female students is different? Okay, so this is your claim. Okay, at alpha 0.10. Now, as usual, begin with your first step. That will be your hypothesis statement. Okay, so for your hypothesis statement, okay, it will be in terms of sentence. So there is no difference, okay, in the achievement between male and female students. Okay, there is, of course, for your alternative statement, okay, there is a difference in the achievement between male and female students. Class, remember to fill in the attendance class, yeah? If you have any problem to assess the attendance, G form, please let me know. Now, second, what is the second step? So for the second step, okay, if you look at your textbook, so you will need to find the critical value. Okay, so how do we find the critical value? So this is how we can find. Okay, let us see how we can do it. So for the second one, okay, it will be your critical value based on your alpha 0.10. And this is what? Two-tail test or one-tail test, class? This is two-tail or one-tail, class?
Two-tail.
Hmm? Two-tail,
Two-tail.
right?
Two-tail.
Okay. So two-tail test. Okay. So our two-tail test for our critical value, okay. So you will need to find TCV. Okay. So our TCV is obtained from T lower and T upper. Okay. So our T lower is from our table of Mann. Okay. So in this case, we know that our alpha, since we are dealing with two-tail test, alpha over 2 would be 0.05. Okay, so look for, so how do we find our critical value? So you will be based on alpha 0.05, N1 is the number of sample that you have from your group 1. So your N1 is equal to 4, and then in this case, N2 is equal to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So N1 is 4, N2 is 5. So look from your table. Okay, so TL, so this will give you T lower. So look from your Mann-Whitney test table. Okay, so Mann-Whitney test table for alpha 0.05. Okay, so N1 is equal to 4, N2 is equal to 5. So you are going to based on this particular value, and you look for 0.05. So you have your T lower is equal to 13. Okay, so T lower is equal to 13. Once you got your TL, then you find your T upper. It's obtained by using your N1 multiplied with N1 plus N2 plus 1 minus T lower. Okay, so what is N1? That is below. Okay, so N1 is 4, 4, 5 plus 1 minus 13. So here you will get 27. So combine TCV. So therefore TCV would be 13 and 27. So it is easy, but a bit technical because it will involve few steps. Okay, so you will need to be very careful so that you won't make any mistakes. Okay, so the third one would be, okay, compute your test statistic. Okay, compute the test statistic. So how to find your test statistic? So this one it will be the one that involve the rank. Okay, combine all data values from the two independent sample and regard them as single sample. So means that even though you have male and female, so as you just take it as if they are coming from one population. So that would be your first step. Rank all the data value from the smallest to largest. Then you will have to rank from smallest, then the smallest will be number 1, and then until the largest. So if you are talking about how many, so here you are talking about 9 data. So until the 9, so the largest will get the rank number 9. Okay, so that's how you rank. Okay, so just it would be good if you just do it. Okay, so I will need to rewrite the table. So we have gender. Okay, we have gender, we have marks. Okay, then we have to rank them. And then we have gender for female. Okay, then marks. And then rank. Okay, so male, 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 male. So the mark is 60, 62, 78, 83. Female, 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 female. Marks 40, 65, 70, 88, 92. Okay, so you will have to rank that. Rank from the smallest to the largest. So it seems that this is the first one, the smallest. Second, 40, followed by 60, then followed by 62, and then followed by 65, number 4, and then 65, 70, number 5, and then 70, 78, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9. Okay, so far class, everything okay? Is everything okay? Class?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
if that is all the data value got no similarity, what if suddenly if you get similar value? For example, if I, let's say, erase this, you get, let's say you have here 40. Okay, you have 40 here. Suddenly you have 40. Okay, what happened? Now you have 40. What happened? You are sharing the same rank. Means that you are sharing rank number 1 and rank number 2. So since you have two with using the same same value, but rank number 1 and number 2, so you will have to take the average value. So divide by 2, you will get 1.5. That's why in this case, we are going to put 1.5, 1.5. Then you begin with the third one because 1 and 2 has been taken. Okay, so that if you have similar data value. Now, remember that now class? So if let's say we go back to what we have originally, okay, so if we have original one, that will be 60. So this is rank number 1, this is rank number 2. Then what you do is that, okay, then what was the instruction? Rank all the data. When 2 or more data value are the same, then take the assign the average. Okay, let the smaller sample size between the two as the sample 1 and the other one is as sample 2. Okay, for the calculate all the sum of the rank for sample 1 and sample 2. Okay, so just let us do what is being asked. Okay, so you have since the smallest sample is 4, so n1 is equal to 4 because n1 only 4 of them. This one we got 5, so n2 definitely is equal to 5. Now you need to find the sum of the rank. So sum of rank 1. So if you calculate all together, you will get 18. And sum for rank 2, okay, you will get, in this case, never mind, we'll just leave that one. So just concentrate for rank 1 only because it is the one that needed for your solution. Okay, now done with identifying your N1 and N2. If you have different N value, if it is the same, just take the N value. Okay, so rank 1 also got. Okay, so what's next? Okay, find the rank 1 done. Okay, how to find the test statistic? Look at what is your condition. You are talking about two-tail test, then you need to find the t-test would be using this one. So let's finish how to do it. Okay, now, okay, so the first one is this step. Second step is identifying your N sample. The first one, that is the lowest value. N1 is equal to 4 because, okay, N1 is less than N2. Okay, now the third one would be, okay, finding the T1 star. What is T1 star? Remember class? You need to find this. And this is your T1 star. How to find T1 star is almost the same as what you are doing here just now. Okay, so T1 star, okay, is equal to N1 plus N2 plus 1 minus T1. Okay, so your T1 here, okay, so your T1 is what? Your T1 is obtained from this particular line. This is your T1. Okay, remember your T1 is obtained from the summation of the rank sample 1. So N1 is equal to 4, 4 plus 5 plus 1 minus 18. So you will get 22. Okay, so you just got the first one. Okay, so t-test is obtained by equal to t, for the two-tail test, it will be minimum. Okay, so minimum, okay, so minimum between T1 star. Okay, so then you will get t-test equal to minimum between what? Your T1 is 18 and T1 star is 22. So your t-test is what? Equal to 80. Okay, so clear class? So your T1 is obtained by the summation of the rank. Okay, and then T1 star will be using the what we call formula here. And then putting everything together, T1 is the one here, 18. And then because we are dealing with two-tailed test, so this is how the way we find the t-test. Okay, t-test. Now, number 4, okay, number 4, decision. Okay, so for the decision, look at the way we make the decision. So look for two-tailed test. Okay, so you reject the null hypothesis if the t-test is not inside. Okay, the value of your t-test is not inside the what we call range of t lower and t upper. Okay, so just put everything so that you can see easily. So t-test is equal to 80. Okay, and your t lower and upper, that would be here your critical value. Okay, PCV compared to your PCV. I just want to show you. Okay, so okay, t-test compared to versus PCV. Okay, so t-test is equal to 18. PCV is 13 until 27. Okay, so how do you check? So does 18 inside 13 until 27? Yes, it is inside because you have 13 until 27. 18 is somewhere over here. Okay, so it is inside. So in this case, okay, fail to reject null hypothesis. So your decision would be, okay, so your decision would be, we know that our claim is at the, is different, right? So this is your claim, okay? And we fail to reject the null hypothesis, so we have insufficient evidence to support our claim. So therefore, there is insufficient evidence to support our claim that there is significant difference okay, in the achievement between male and female students. Okay, so that's how you make your decision. Okay, class, any questions so far? So that's how we perform the Mann-Whitney test. Okay, any questions so far, class?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so a bit long. So class, whenever you see Mann-Whitney test, just remember Mann-Whitney test also is known as Wilcoxon rank sum test only. Typo. Wilcoxon rank sum test. Okay, so these are referring to the same test. Mann-Whitney test, aka Wilcoxon rank sum test. Okay, last but not least, just let's try the last exercise for exercise 3.11. So if you look at page 106, Okay, question number 2. Okay, so afterwards we can finish our class. So we can finish a bit early today. Now, what is the questions? Okay, a sport department wants to compare the achievement of several students in tennis sport by analyzing their ranking in Indonesia. Okay, the ranking records of 4 students from Sekolah Sukan Perlis (SSP) and 5 students from Sekolah Sukan Kedah (SSA) were collected. The original ranking for the 9 students listed in the table below. By using Mann-Whitney test, can you conclude that the median of ranking record of SSP is significantly greater than SSK at 5% level of significance? Okay, so you know that you are dealing with one field test, that is right field test. Okay, so let us begin with the solution. Anyone who have problem with the attendance link, can please let me know. Okay, so let's say the first one. Okay, so the first one is using okay, let's say we use the blue pen. Okay, step number 1 is your hypothesis statement. Okay, so your hypothesis statement will be null. Okay, alternative. There is, how can I say? Okay, okay, sorry, just take the median ranking. Okay, the median ranking record of SSP is larger. Okay, is larger than SSP. Okay, so the median ranking record of SSP is equal to SSP. Okay, I think it would be easier if we put it this way. Second, okay, find the critical value. So critical value, okay, so it will be TCV, T lower, T upper. Now, we are dealing with right tail test. So for right tail test, okay, so just follow everything as what you have. Okay, so TL from table. Okay, TL from table. We begin with TL. Okay, and here your TL would be alpha is 0.05. Your N1 is equal to what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So N1 is equal to 4. N2 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 and 2 equal to 5. So what is your TL? Okay, so TL is equal to, look for Mann-Whitney test, N1 4, N2 5, but your alpha is 0.05, right? Okay, 0.05, then you still got 13. Okay, TL is equal to 13. Once you get your T lower, you find your T upper. That would be N1. You just put the data directly. Okay, so N1 is 4. 4 plus 5 plus 1 minus 13. Okay, so you will get, what is the value class? Is it 22? minus 13, 4, 5, 27, you got 27. Okay, 27. So your T critical value is equal to 1327. Okay. Um, okay. If someone realize I'm doing any mistake, please let me know. Okay. 3-step test statistic. Okay. So for test statistic, we are dealing with right tail test. Okay. So for right tail test, see how the okay, right tail test. So you will need to find the t-test is using this one. Okay, so t-test is equal to t1 star, where you will have to just find the t1 star, and t1 is obtained using the formula that we have done before. Okay, so t-test is equal to, okay, so t1 is from your rank of your n first sample, the smallest sample. Okay, so your rank in this case, so if let's say we put the rank, okay, if let's say I put the rank over here, so n1 is equal to 4, n2 is equal to 5. So let's say we just find the rank over here. Okay, so let me put in using grid pen. Okay, what is the smallest value? Smallest value is this one. So rank is over here. Okay, 1, and then followed by 21, followed by 52, followed by number 4 here, number 5 here, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9. Right, guys? So coincidentally, you don't have any time. So remember, if let's say time, let's say we have time, I want to put somewhere 5, 6, 5, 6, okay. For example, if let's say I put this as 112 plus, let's say this 144 I change into 112. So it is similar with this data. So it should be ranked as number 5 and number 6. So 5 plus 6 divided by 2. What is the rank class here? 5 plus 6 divided by 2.
5.5.
5.5, right?
5.5.
So it will be 5.5 here. So it will be 5.5 here. Okay, so it will be 5.5 here. Then you follow number 5, number 6, then you follow number 7. So the rank should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If let's say this is the one that I, okay, so 3 plus 4 divided by 2, you get 3.5. The next rank will be followed by number 5. So please remember that. So I will erase again so that we can go back to the our solution just now. So this would be number, okay, 1. Oh, I lost everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is number 9, right? Okay. Number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9. Okay. Since we are looking at rank, smallest rank only, so it would be 4, 9, 11. Okay. So this is our sum of rank 1. Okay. That will be your T1. Okay. So remember class, so that would be your T1. So in your test statistic, okay, So I think I should follow my previous example. So test statistic. So please show this in your solution, yeah. So because I just used my equation just now, so we begin with this step. Okay. First step, rank table. Okay, rank. Second, we know that our N1 is equal to 4. Okay, so we look for our T1. Okay, which is obtained by summation of rank 1 that is equal to 11. Now, having said that we have T1 equal to 11, we need to find our T1 star. So T1 star is obtained by N1, N1 plus N2 plus 1 minus T1. So 4, 4, 5, 1 minus 11. So you will get what class? Is it 29? 4, 5, 10, 10, 14, 10 times 4, 40 minus 11, 29, right? So your test statistic, you just put t-test. Okay, t-test is equal to, we are dealing with right tail test. So look again how to find the test statistic for tail test, right tail test. So you will going to use this one. T test is equal to T1 star. Okay. So that would be T1 star. T1 star that is equal to 29. So number 4, decision. Okay. To make decision. Okay. How to make decision? Okay. Again, right tail test. You are going to test whether your T test is inside the range or not. If it is not included, then reject. Okay, so let us put together. Okay, T test equal to 29 and your PCD is equal to 13, 27, right? Just now, 13, 27. So it seems that it is not inside the range because you have 13 until 27. But somehow your T test is outside. Okay, so in this case, reject null hypothesis. Okay, so you reject the null hypothesis. Okay, so finally your conclusion. Since your claim is at the alternative, and yet you reject the null hypothesis, so we have sufficient evidence. Okay, so there is sufficient evidence to support our claim that that the median ranking, okay, the median ranking record of SSP is significantly greater than SSP at 5% significant level. Okay, class, I think I need to change the what we call the statement because I remember the statement uh, will always be the population. Okay, M1 not equal to M2 is okay. It's correct lah. Okay, since we can use this particular what we call statement of hypothesis for two populations. So I think that's correct. Okay. So any questions so far, class? For the last question, so not much technical, but you need to remember the step. Okay, I think especially when you need to begin with the, for example, as this one, you need to begin with T1. Okay, somehow if you forget how to find your T1, that is based on your rank of your smaller sample. Okay, then only you can begin your T1 sum. Okay, the same goes to the critical value. So the TL will always be from table. Okay, so from table. So T1 the same is from your rank, from your smallest rank, smallest and okay, then find the rank. Okay, any questions so far, class? Any questions so far, class?
No, madam.
Okay. So if you have no questions, I think I'll just stop the slide.